So silent here. It's almost like there's nothing going on. Wow, I gotta start this whole thing over again. Is this your first time here in the White House? It's not even white, it's gray on the walls. I should I should make this look like home, right? Should I not make this look like home? I wonder what home would look like, right? What do you think home would look like? Home, finding home. Oh yes, this would be more like it, right? That's more what like. See, this is more what my home. Everybody knows my home to be like this, right? My home is like this. How are you, Beskat? How are you, Krista? Does anybody know what goes on in this element you are in right now? I play a game. Okay, the game plays itself, actually. All I do is the orchestrator, the organizer. I just put the accounts together, give accountability. What do I play with? What are the elements of this game that you can play at home? No one needs to be home. And when you find things in this game, you will get very excited once you know that you are awake to play the game. Those who are awake and play the game understand that the game comes in pieces and parts. You have to learn about your pieces and parts. Where are these pieces and parts? Where do I find them? Are they hidden? Do I need a diploma? No, all you have to do is look at those who have the diplomas. All those who have the diplomas. Philosophy, writers, game creators, famous names, famous people, famous games, famous big cars and small cars and car names and tire names, pieces and parts on a car, pieces and parts, things an electrician might talk about, the $10,000 pyramid. Bob Barker, The Price is Right. Maybe I'll see if I can sink that putt with my left hand and hold the microphone in my right. Plinko, right? Pool and hockey and soccer and football and dice and cards. Numbers in the Bible and numbers in the Quran and numbers in the Torah. Different languages upon the planet. Casinos, amateur and professional. As we grow up and as our age changes, as the numbers changes from 1 through 9, or should I say 1 through 4, as 5 is a fire sign, as so was 1, as so is 9, as so is 13, 17, 21, 25, 29. Avoid what suspension? They just gave me a suspension for what? What just went on? Did anybody see something that went on? I don't get this. What's going on now? I don't get this. System notification, transaction assistant. Hold on a second. New followers, elements, system notification. And this says notification violation. And now to avoid suspension. You know what I never understood is that when you put a suspension in a vehicle, then that's good. So why would I want to avoid suspension? I think suspension is good for everybody. A little suspension here, a little suspension there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I think it's pretty weird, but I'm going to look at this anyways. This has happened to me like a dozen times. I encourage no one to share my life, no one at all. If you think this means anything, if this is going to take you and others elsewhere, then share it. This is going to be the biggest pyramid you ever had. You want to build a pyramid? Come build with me. It's absolutely free. Learn about things you've never thought about and think about things again that you have thought about and which perhaps had no meaning in your life before, but now you see it means something. Although where is it going to get you? Okay, should not be the question right now because we already all have the answer, right? You wouldn't be on your own quest, right, if you didn't have a destination to arrive at. If you know what I'm about from the beginning, I'm going to tell you one thing. Since I was 5 years old, I saw there was a problem somewhere. So in this game I'm creating here, I want to see in this game if I can solve this problem. A piece and a part was communication. It was my communication because I couldn't understand how everybody had this, not everybody, but there were many that talked about this God. God. And you know what I said? I said, is it G versus D? G versus D. Is it God? Right? And inside the O is the vibration 4, 3, 2. G, okay, goes either with A or with E. And then D goes either with E or with A. The association of what is O is a multitudes of other letters. One thing in particular about the O is that when it's going to be made, it's going to be made with a 9 and a 6 equals to 15. According to the way the Hebrews speak, 10 and 5, or Yud, Hey, is reserved for the name of God. So I do classification, understanding where letters go in words, understanding, I'm just trying to see where I'm going to go with this. All the levels of numbers and all the levels coordinated with the alphabet. When I look at bringing association and separation together, according to the rule of 9, is here's 9 and here's 1 and there's no more. There's no more. That's all you have. If you want to add the corners in, we can use all the zeros in the corners if you want. Just like in Monopoly, right? Well, you see the square purples, right? These are the 4 corners. Each have a larger area space. The other thing sometimes I think about the 0 is I can use it here. Why? Here is a division of 4 areas. Here's more or less a window. So I would put the 0 around this, or use the 0 to this side, or to this side, or to the above, or to below. I didn't want to really bring this up because this is more like a they said, other than that. Let me show you one thing about this, right? Is you see this area over here? If I say go 12, let me start it over. If I say look at this entire area just over here, right? And I say that area space, when you come onto this area space, okay, and I say stand over here. Now there's a total of 40 area spaces. Now you take the dice, you roll them, what do you get? 12. Where do you end up? What area space do you end up when you take the dice and you roll 12? I'm trying to see. That's the second time they're sending me that. So okay. Where was I? Because you see that just threw me off. I completely lost where I was. Wow, not happy about that. See, I looked at something I shouldn't be looking at this. Let me just see something here. Okay, I hope I did this right. Yeah, well, I just did, I just did the big block. Yeah, I don't have time for it, but sometimes it helps me. Yes. So, what I was talking about. So, what I do on this channel is I learn. I was always fascinated by the alphabet, by how did they choose to make our alphabet the geometric shapes that they are. And when you look at others teaching to create the alphabet, they say join here with here and here and here. So it was always like straight lines, right? Many, many years ago, more or less 20 years ago tomorrow, right? 20 years ago tomorrow, the only way to do your work is on this paper over here. That's it. I couldn't do my work any other way. I cannot know anything today, for whatever that means to anybody else that's out here, unless I had this. This is like taking a microscope and looking under the smallest cell. Well, these are the smallest cells. I don't have to go any smaller. Either it's going to be a pancake or a donut. And I don't want any of the icing sugar. If you put anything on top, make it honey. I just thicken it up a little bit so it doesn't slide all over the place and I get it on my pants. You want to hear something really crazy? I just hope I remember what I was talking about. Yeah, what I do is went for dinner. My nephew was in one of his final games of the season. So, um, anyways, we went for dinner. He went to play another. He played 2 games tonight. That's not the thing. Me, always with my pen. Always with my pen. So I had my pen on the table, went, took a drink of water, put the water on the pen, and now you would think a glass of water will just sit on the pen. No, no, no. This didn't want to, it flipped over like out of nowhere. Like, how in the world can a glass just, it wasn't sitting on the edge here, but whatever it was, it just flipped over and all over the table. It was like fun. Whoa, like, okay, I'm here. Like, the minute I show up, they're already saying, like, okay, what's going to happen this time? Because I'm the what's going to happen guy. You know, I show up and nothing happened until I showed up. Nothing was broken. I showed up, I looked in the corner, and everything started to fall apart. And I was laughing, of course. I even knocked the dog out. Can you see? Oh, you can't even see the dog, right? You can't see the dog on the floor. He's like sprawled out. Yeah, he's just sprawled out on the floor. Yeah, so 20 years ago, 20 years ago. So if you're going to come up here and say, what book can I go and look at? Um, I can say, go get yourself the Gematria calculator and you can put in words there. You can also look up what is Gematria, just to let you know that there's different ways to count the alphabet. There are different alphabets. There are different languages. My self-teaching, awareness, observation over the past 20 years, with the guidance of my breath, if it wasn't for understanding the breath, how it brings just a peace of mind when you breathe down in coherent breathing right down here. I can't teach, I'm not a teacher for this, but when you learn this, it took me out of many deep places, okay? When I'm saying deep, okay, these aren't deep thoughts. This has nothing to do with thinking at all. This is straight out depression, where whatever you do, some kind of element inside of you just won't let you smile. Now, there's another thing about this. I never had a natural depression in my life, ever. This one, I believe, with my better of my understanding, was you go down to the farm, but this farm is spelled with a P-H-A-R-M. Medically, yes. Psychologically induced. Medicated induction. Not by my choice. And back then, 20 years ago, right? Sometimes you need a little help from your friends, but I wasn't sure who my friends were, but I found out who they were, right? I found them out from Q. Q told me who my friends were and explained to me why mathematically. How mathematically? That within the configuration of the understanding of the geometrics of each number, which is a word, which is a configuration, right? There's artwork in a number. There's a word in a number, right? You can use the number 6. You can use the number 66 or 666 or 6666 or 6666 or 666. So you think it's nothing, right? When you divide each one of these realms by 7, it begins to show you the algorithm of your 7 days a week. Now, I haven't learned the chart yet. I wrote out the chart, but I haven't learned this chart yet. If you look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas. Now, there are 9 numbers. That's why I went down to 9. I don't need to go to 10. It's just like starting back at the beginning. Once I do the 9 numbers, it becomes numbers like 999,999,999 divided by 7 equals to this area space over here. Is that the 8 area or the 9 area? Yeah, that's the 9 area. And what does this mean over here? In the 9th area, okay, this area ends up in the 5th house. Singularity, where we only used one of a kind, only a singular 9 ends up in the 2nd house. A singular 9 is equatable to what is 23 divided by 7. Oh, please don't let me be wrong. Please don't let me be wrong. Let me see. 285. 285, whoop. 23 divided by 7. 285, don't count the 3. Don't count the 3. I do not care what's before the decimal. I only care what the rotation after the decimal is. That's the only thing that counts. Before the decimal, you can be on every level. It doesn't matter. What is this? The rotation of the cube runs in 6. The rotation in the way they count binary 0 1s is 1, 2, 4, 8. After 8 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. What happens after that? 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Seventh one, you start off at the first one. So what is 17 in this situation? You start all over again. There's a few ways to achieve 17 and tell a few stories within the construct of 360 degrees. There are a few constructs. There's 360, there's 540. According to this work that I'm doing, we should have a minimum of 540 and not 360. Would you like me to explain it to you? Okay, the minimum of what half is 180. Okay, so if I need to split this in 3 different parts, I should have 180, 180, 180 is 540. This is the way I look at it. Now, you can just say that if I do get 540, then maybe the crossing line splitting everything apart, okay, shows, see these 3 separations here? Wherever the next line goes is going to be the alter separation. Also, you can look at this as a corner of the cube. It's 180 difference, 1.5 times the difference. There's many things that show 1.5, right? This is a multi-level reality in my work. Just let me look through this. Greetings, August Lane. Let me see what's going on here. Just tell me if I'm coherent, please. Because I'm, hello, Jesus, how you doing? Greetings, friend, philosophy, game discussion. Yes, game discussion. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. 20 years. Woo-hoo! So what does this say? So there is no mutable 369 without the base of creation of 741, 258. 540 is 9, but 540 is part of the IT system of the sun. What does that mean? It's when you bring forth something to do with bringing, okay? There's this side and there's this side, okay? There's a separation between the 2 sides. You have to bring the 2 sides together. So we have to have a bridge. We have to have a canal. All these canals around the world, they're doing the same thing. Now, I'm always seeing, every time I don't see flat like this. I see flat like that. It's sort of curving like that. And always in the places, where are they curving? I say the only places they can actually curve by the canals. So I'm thinking, I've never looked at it, but if anybody knows anything about the canals, I think it would be very interesting to see where all the major canals are and all the smaller canals as well. They're just as important, right? It doesn't have to be a major canal. Just all these twisting points to this place we're in. 540 gematria, breath, be aware. Yeah, 285 is 2859 when you, yeah, so what it is now, 285, okay, oh boy, wow, I found the number today, man. I found the number today was so huge. I'm going to show you that soon, right? So this is what's happening. I'm going to show you how to read this, right? So when you get to this area here, so under the 3rd house, right? We were able to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? And that's going to be 11,111 divided by 7 equals that. And then this one over here is 11 divided by 7. This one over here is within the cube, and it's in the 4th house. It sets in with the electronic moon, ending with the cycle, 28, 14, 28. This one over here, the 8th one, that would be, the 8th one would be 3, 6, 9, what is it? 99,999,000, no, sorry, 111 million, no, 11, hold on a sec, 11,111,111 divided by 7. We're going to pick any one. Look, close my eyes, pick that. Oh, okay, this one over here, right? So this is the 6th house. Let me see. Oh no, that's the 8. And this one over here. Okay, so this is 8,888 divided by 7 should answer that. 8,888 divided by 7 equals 7142. Let me see where I am. Wow, that's what I got here. Which one is this? I made a mistake. Did I make a mistake? Can I take a look at that? Sometimes I don't do so good backwards. Okay, this is the 8th house. Let me see. Let me see if I got this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 7 equals 120. Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by 7 equals 7,142. Why is it there? I made a mistake. Why is it there? Okay, here it's 4. So it's not 4 over here. Here it's 4. Here it's 9. Here it's 8. 8 is supposed to stick with 2. I don't get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See that over here? Divided by 7. Whoop. This is no magic trick. So let me see what I got. So, okay. So what it is when you get to one of the levels, I don't remember what they are. I have to look them over. All the numbers equate to have no remainders, like down here. So I don't remember what they are. I just finished doing this for my first time. So I guess I'm just going to jump off this subject right now. So this is the binary code rotation of everything that divides by 7. And the end result leaves you with a perfect algorithm of 142857. Just let me do this. Let me do this. Of that. This is what the answer is to the right. How is everybody? It absolutely is. It's a pre-created world. I'm going to show you all the mathematics. I'm also going to show you, not only am I going to show you the mathematics, right? You can bring stuff up. Doesn't matter if it's, I don't want to tell you where to get the stuff from. I have to see what it is. It's got to be pertinent. Something, I don't know if Einstein wrote it or Jung or some science somewhere, periodic tables and stuff. I just know how to work the numbers. I don't know where everything goes. I do know that the number 19, 38, 57, 114 fit into the Federation. And I know there's 2 billion people that know these numbers. Trying to see what's on the bottom here. Okay, so let me explain this. Be very interesting if anybody's interested. Does anybody understand? Does everybody see what this is? Okay, so what I'm gonna go back to what I'm gonna be explaining here. Do I start off with poor me? Do I start off with my credibility? Over 20 years, about 15,000 videos, many or most incoherent to the normal ear. Because I know everything that went on. I understand just about most of everything. I was sharing it with myself and my RAM memory. What is my RAM memory? Everyone out here that asks me a question becomes the memory RAM. You ask me, right? You think about it, you remember it, you come back, you ask me, you learn, I learn, until we find out if what we're doing has any pertinence in its reality, meaning that if you see something that I see and it looks like the number 9, will everybody accept it as a number 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now we've got 9 things in common. That's a good beginning. That's a fantastic beginning, because just about 90% of what I do, right, we're going to have in common. We're all going to have what I do in common in one way or another. You can go to a school to do what I do. I don't know where the school is. I taught myself from my vision. 9 o'clock at night approximately, that was my time of departure. It was a whole new world. But it was building up for that moment. About a week, 6 weeks before, it was just building up. I felt it inside. No idea what it was. And when it came upon me, I wasn't ready. So all I know is they screwed me up so much. The only thing I wanted to do is just vibrate and just be able to just feel good. That's all I wanted. I wanted out. That system was just devouring you, the way they check you and look at you, judge you, bring others to judge you. So it teaches you at the same time. So I spoke before about Q. I spoke before about number 17. What is 17? One part of the 360 of 17 is that when you say 17 in French, you are going to say 10-7. Another thing about 17 is the reverse alphabet. Okay, of what is Q17 is J10. And I'm going to get back to that. Another thing about 17, you can also go 1 times 7 equals to 7, and 1 plus 7 equals to 8, 7 minus 8, and 7 plus 8. We're just going to leave that aside right now. I'm just leaving that aside. Now, if you have 1 17, what if you have 2 17s? What if you have 3 17s? Right? Do you know the A, B, C, the balance of the ABC? I'm going to go over that also. So we're going to write down this, get to this. Hold on a second. So this is like a whole big puzzle. I just want to see where I should jump out and jump in with this. Yes, I want to go back 2 steps because I was talking about Yod, Hey. I want to go back. Where was I with this? Sorry about that. I don't know who jumped in here late, who hit and missed what we were just talking about earlier. So in Hebrew, and I'm quite sure I marked this somewhere, no? Okay, I'll just mark it here. They say Yod He is the name of God. Now, when they say yod, hey, it's 10 plus 5. So when you're going to say 15, right, you're going to go 9 plus 6. When you're going to go 16, you're going to go 9 plus 7. When you say 17, you will go 10 plus 7. Okay, I'm just going to write this down. "77 is power and matter. 6 connects with 7. It's like a rib. Tet and Yod, they connect, just like saying Sagittarius and Capricorn. I'm playing this so basic, very basic to start with. We can smooth everything out. I'm taking everything at face value. Good evening, Johnny Be Good. How are you? Good evening, Phoenix. 444. Where is 444 anyways? I wonder if I can figure this out. 444. So here's the fourth one. So if this is the first, second, third, here's the fourth one. And 444 would be 857142. 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by 7 equals, yay, I got it. You can't even see it in here. 85714. 85714. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. 142,857. 285714. 428571. It's all the same number. Every single one. When you add them up, 142,857, 27. 571428, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27, 27. The seventh day relies on 999,999. The 1 in a million. The field goal. The extra point, the touchdown, right here. The extra point is right here. You are born. You are the king. You are the breath, the one that rests upon the Capricorn stone, the Leo headstone. 5 and 10. You know what 5 and 10 actually says for me? J-E. J-E-O, like Joe, like in John. The house is split up. The total is 9. If you had to split up your own house, you would put 1, 2, 3 at the bottom. You would put 7, 8, 9 at the top. 4, 5, 6, right? That would be the crossing area. So we have to cross over. So how do we get from this area, 1, 2, 3, to 7, 8, 9? Well, let's try and understand something. 7, 8, and 9 equals to 24. One, 2, 3 equals to 6. Now, if you keep looking at it, right, we're still missing a bunch of numbers. We still have one more number. Do you know what this and this number, what they have in common? Do you know what 3 and 4 have in common? Yeah. Oh, I've been violated? I've been violated? Where do you see this? Where do you see this? I don't care what anybody says. You can say whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Take me off, throw me out, pitch me out, whatever you want. I'm just going to go somewhere else. I'm just going to keep moving. I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm just moving on. I'm not going to worry about all this stuff. We got a lot more things to worry about. Watch yourself. Treat everybody else that's around you just like they were you. Imagine if you made this entire planet and everybody here was just really you. You needed a lot of help. How did you get that help? Right? You helped yourself. You created more of yourself. And you needed a central conscience. So you created a world that you can share with them just through the breath. And then everybody can share with each other just through the breath. The difference between Earth, EARTH, and BREATH. That's not us. You know what we equate to? We equate to this. This is where we are. This one is related to love. This one is related to the sun. This one is related to perhaps Elohim, electric, negative energy, 5E7G. What is 5E? It's 5E to the east, okay, and then to the west. The bridging gates, which you can find on the pool table. What was I doing? Oh, right, just Sleepy Hollow. Oh, there it is. I'm not sure. I might have terrible light in here. Just give me a second to fix the lighting a little bit. Oh, it looks really scary in here now. Wow, where's this plug? Oh my God. Okay. Okay. I think you can see this now, right? I think I'm going to put this down a little bit. But I'm not sure if you can see this. So here's one area here and one area here. I can show you this later. So when you see this side and this side, seventh area is right here. See the number 7 right here. 5 is here, 5 is here. This double lock over here, that's 66. Over here is where the mother connects. Goes over from one side over to the other side. Because once we move over to this side, it's where the 8 ball comes in. The 1-8 here and the 1-8 here. And we bring together the two houses of the 44 and 44 constellation, moving constantly amongst the houses. Call it the trains. Call it the trains. Running on the seventh pattern. I think it's the 7th pattern from each corner. 7th pattern from each corner. I'm going to count it. I'm going to take this off in the back. Maybe I should. I'm going to show. No, I'm going to finish what's in the back. I'm going to show you this after. I open up too many doorways. I just wanted to finish off with when I was talking about this before. There's different things that are going on. So when I'm coming back to 17 again, I'm going to be on my second 7. There's 2 7s, right? There's 2 7s. It's split like I just showed you. There's 2 Berts, one here and one here. This one is Jack. He's Vav. This one doesn't have the extra point for Zion. Zion equals to 64. Vav equals to 45. It's a passage. 22 equals to 4, 4, 1. Okay, it's an electronic passage into Tet Yud. Do you follow what I'm saying with this? Now the French also say 17. Now what does it take? What does it take to become 10? I'm going to do this down here. Okay. So what happens when I showed you these numbers over here? Remember the numbers I just showed you in the background? 147285, no 3, 6, and 9. Do you know where they come from? Do you know where 3, 6, and 9 come from? Once I'm done with showing up for me, for myself, what has it taught me? What has it brought to me for the table? I'm more than 100,000% sure, okay, that computers existed prior to the creation of the prior to the creation of the English language and prior to the creation of more than 75% of its alphabet. The entire alphabet was made with reason and with explanation. For the same explanation, what is I am in Hebrew is the mother. When you read it backwards, it becomes Ima. If you're going traveling for the holidays and it's cool outside, why not go to I am Miami, right? Why not, right? Get a lot of sunshine out there, get off to the beach. So when I bring this up here, and I show you that once we add the A, B, C, D in, we were at A, B, C. B, 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 H, 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 888, 222. 888, 222. Why? The average below, the average above. Bring the birth through the gateway, right, into the heavens. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 will create 8 and 6. 8 and 6 will create 14. The lower world is 1/4 of the upper world. 1/4, 4 to 1. Also, what can be referred to as 1/4, 75% and 25%. It also can be looked at depending if you want to use it elsewhere. We can compare it to 15 and 25, practically alike. 25% of what is 60 seconds on the clock is equal to 15 seconds. Once we add the next one onto here after A, B, C in the 1/4, We now at A, B, C, D. And when you get to D, just 1 second, I just want to add something over here. So what happens over here? The reverse alphabet, okay, of the lower house 6 is going to be U. U, 2 and 1 equals to 3. So we get FU and then C3. What creates C3 in general? What creates this in base? 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 will equal to 2 and 1 equal to 3. That 11 is the K letter. And this is what happens when ABC comes to formation. This one over here is not just like this, but that's the 9 lives. And this is the I sometimes like to just say the paranormal CAT scan. C and X reverse alphabet, the upper world. So you have sex and you do that and you got that quadra world. Now we go to the upper world, and the upper world, A, B, C, D equals to 10. The 10th letter is J. The reverse alphabet is Q. The first part of the numerics is A, B, C, D. The upper part of the numerics is F, G, H, I, 30. Have you ever played tennis before? Right? You ever played tennis before? Six and 9, 15, 7 and 8, 15. Six, 7, 8, 9, 6 and 9, 15, 7 and 8, 15. Then you get the 10 for tennis. A, B, C, the lower part of the calculator, equates to what Q is. Q is what is 17, but it's not just any 17. The association of 17 is it's 10 and 7 equal to 17. And we just found out that the lowest part we can possibly create to create numbers, okay, is A, B, C, D. It'll take 4 numbers. The average is 2.5. The numeric value for Jack, the numeric value for the Earth to reduction to the single digit equals 25. The 3 gateways of the cube are 2.5 away from the heart, or what is 3.5 plus 2.5 equaling to 6, or what is 3.5 minus 2.5 equaling to 1. 3 gateways, base creation of 888. You see 6 dots? The empty space counts for 3. You see 1 dot? The empty space counts for 8. 4, 4, 4. Man advantage. Yes, I like that. Not only do we just have 17, but the big question is which one of the 17s is it? If we were playing cards and it would be 10-7, is it the 10, the jack, the queen, or the king? So the association of what might be 10, okay, in the game of blackjack might give you one part or all parts of the association of what is T, J, Q, and K. And if it was in French, it would be D, V, D, R. So the French are actually telling you the truth. It's a DVR player and it's a DVD player. The moon? Don't ask me. That's what it says. The whole thing. Obstructed planetary traits, reading of tarot cards, reading of the zodiac, the misalignment of everything, the distortion of everything, leads me to believe that this distortion gave the ability to be able to read what's going on above as what's going on below. Should it be like this in the other, in actuality, if I was to create a different kind of world in my game or a different kind of game, I think that we should all have the same ability and it shouldn't be this. But wouldn't you believe that things living in a correctional center helps us to keep aligned, right? Like bumpers on the boat, you put the bumpers on the outside of the boat so you don't ruin them on the docks, and you burn yourself. Well, at least you didn't lose your hand. You know what I'm saying? So all these little protection things. Number 17 also has a big association to Mars. The third stage of 17 equals to 51, but it has a greater connection to the word power. It has a huge connection when you say, I'll stand on 17. 17 will also fit into what is the Christ. 17 will also fit into the number 97, which will be 4 20s, right? And then we're going to, right? 4 20s, 4 houses. And then we're putting this into the 4 houses. You know what else this hooks up? Power. It hooks up the 2 power moons of Mars. However, they work with us, Phobos and Deimos. I'm going to tell you why. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 equals to 7 and 8. When you multiply it and add it, 7 by 8, 56, 7 and 8, 15, and 56 equals to 71. We start all over again, right? Like 1771, 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, or 2 times 5, 2 plus 5 equals to 10 and 7. Do you know what lives inside of this? That's right, 8 and 9, the heart of the heavens, right? Capricorn stone and balance. So if this is so perfect, how are we born in different segregated months? Can I say it that way? I have a few stories for that, but I'm a little too tired to get into that this whole thing shifts for everybody's birthday. But the basics of this explains these numbers. So somehow we all have to come through this channel. So maybe what we know is not real, but irregardless, I have to tell it in basic form. So this is what happens here, right? So we can see the upper and the lower. Now we're going to grab this. And we looked at this. And we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, the lower and the upper. So our first connection is 1, 9, 3, 7, 2, 8, 10, 10, 10. That's 30. That's our first connection. That's in the quarter house. So the first connection is 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7. All right, so now when we did this, right? Did I say, was it plus or minus that I was doing? So now the 3.7 is going to be 4, the 2.8 is going to be 6, the 1.9 is going to be 8. You know that there's 86,400 seconds in a day. I think the diameter or distance of the sun is 86,400,000 something. Half of this is 432, which is the Earth vibration. Half of that is 2160, one of the platonic solids, 2160 diameter. I think somebody said the Earth, or is it something to do with the Earth is 2160, right? I think the entire Earth is supposed to be 7920 or 7290. Anyways, the diameter of the Earth fits into 1440, which is the number of minutes in a day, and so do the platonic solids. All of them fit into the same numeric value as the Earth. They also say that the Earth, okay, is supposed to be the hexahedron, which has 12 edges, right? Times 2 is 24, and 8 corners by 3 is 24. 6 hearts is 6 equals to 54, the same numeric value as the sun, the same numeric value as birth. The IT system, the year we're actually in this year, if it helps anybody from my work, okay, is the female year. It's a year that has a passing in it. It's the year that separates the 9/11 this year, 2025. How do I calculate this? Get out your numbers. 2 times 2 equals to 4. 4 times 5 equals to 20. 20 plus 9 equals to 29. Let me do this again. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 plus 5 is 9 equals 29. Somebody came out and says 45 and 47 was Trump. That's 92. All represents the souls from Mars, number 29, coming into this house. I just showed you that Monopoly game, right? I'm going to show it to you again. And we're going to come back to this piece here. And if anybody'd like to come up, anybody's got any questions, just don't hesitate. Just pop on up. I have nothing really planned. So this over here, right? When you start in this corner, I'm not sure if you can see these squares. Hold on a second. Can you see the squares? Right? These separate squares. Well, when you start here, here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My question is, right, you're just going this way. So all these are the trains, right? When I encompass this board, right, instead of having this as the center, instead of having one game, hold on, here's the one game, right? I'm going to just use one game for now, okay? Or should I just... Right? Just notice the center of this game. Whoop, what happened? The center of this game, okay, has one single area. See the purple in the center? Goes straight down here. You know what area that is? Those are all the 7th areas. In reality, when you are playing, okay, you are going to call it 5 from go. It's actually going to be the 6th property. But the movement in area space used will equal to 7 on both levels. Confusing? Yes, it is, but don't worry. I'll just make it easy. See this area space over here? When you go from the beginning here and count all the way up these squares, that's number 7. Start at the bottom here, all the way up, that's 7. From here up, 7. Everything is 7. Call it the bullseye. But when you go all the way around here, that's... Right, that area is the 6th area. The spirit is 76, here's 7, and this is all 6 around. Everybody sharing the same area train transfer, but not this train track over here. You know why? It's not a railroad. It's a short line, right? Maybe they go in there for repairs. I don't know. Monopoly gave it that name. To create this board of 40 for Monopoly, just like Monopoly is, in order to create this board, it took a 13 by 13 area space. I could not make it any smaller, and yes, I can make it bigger. But it's irrelevant to get any bigger to begin with than to understand the occupation of area space. The occupation of area space. This, 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 and this. I didn't put any circles down. I didn't put any triangles down yet, keeping it basic. What is this? This dot goes between 4 areas. These lines crisscross 4 areas. There's 4 lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This one over here creates a box that can box this in that holds this area space. This is the half area space of this item over here. These 4 dots will connected together will create 4 straight lines, which will be the heart over here. Once we extend this becomes this, we can box it in and turn it into this. This one over here, okay, these can go into here. And when they go into here, what will happen is they will occupy the area space of 7, 8, 4, 5. They will also occupy the space of 9, 8, 5, and 6, 5, 6, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 4, and 5. I don't have all of the different connections right now, but when this star connects, right? Remember I told you A, B, C, and then A, B, C, D? Your last connect is right over here. This is where the moon and the Federation comes in, right here. Right here is on the cross. This is the edges of the cross. This is where NASA, okay, shows its elements right here. These two over here, right? When NASA comes out and shows its elements, its crossings go like this. It's this one, and this one, and this one. Or it's this one, and this one, right? You can do this one, and this one, this one, and this one, or you do the cross this way and this, or the cross this way and that. There are 4 of them. There are 4 connects in order to connect up the 2 systems together in this star system. But you see this is only one face. If I was to do this with dots, I can do it with dots. But if I did it with calculators, every side of the cube would have 9 areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And every 9 areas equals to 45. Expression of the female. Every side of the cube. And I'm talking about an electronic world, an electronic moon. In fact, even the electronic moon is actually talked about on these cubes. The reverse cube of 6 and 2 is 5 and 1. 1 is the lowest, 6 is the highest. So I cannot get any higher or any lower, and I cannot become myself. 6 and 1 is with itself. 5 and 2 are with themselves. Do you know that if I add up 1 through 5 and I add up 2 through 6, this will equal to 20. This will equal to 15. That is the Hebrew year 5775. Also in numbers and alphabet to simply be known as 5G. It is the male 13 and the female 12 in my game. Why did I do it that way in this game? The bar mitzvah for the Hebrew that follow the moon, okay, is at 13, and the bat mitzvah is at 12. And bats are upside down. Yeah. I'll be taking a break in about 2 minutes from now just to recalibrate, put my head together from where we were in this. And I see that Exit the Matrix just joined us. Did you know that when you mentioned the word sentinel, the word cent is also penny. they say the black one was sent. So they're talking about the negative in this instance, because in Canada, when they talk about the penny, they say the le cent noir. So they're talking about the cent noir. They're talking could be it's a mixture between the two. Maybe that's one of the reasons they were able to get this by, right? Because they used the penny as this sentinel, this dark energy. I'm just trying to see where that piece was that I marked yesterday. The sister, the transistor, the mother is part of the cube. Yeah, they were also talking about Lucy. Lucy in the sky is also noted to be what is 333. The Y is talking about the Trinity, which is another 3. You can also, right? It's also part of CLU, which is the nail, right? When you say that, when you say clue, it becomes part of the nail. Lucy in the sky. They were talking about Lucy, right, as being female. So that's 333. Well, it's father inside the mother at the heart. Okay, at the heart, which is like this. Either it's going to be 753 or 95 and 1. See that one? It's either 3 fire signs. See the 3? Fire, 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 right? But if I turn it this way, see, I connect my 2 air signs over here. But over here, I jump into Leo. Gemini into Leo. This one over here is birth. This is not birth. This is a cardinal sign. This is a fixed sign. This is a mutable sign. So what I'm going to do is give me 2 minutes. I'm going to come back if anybody's got any questions. If you want to come up, if you want to chit chat, I'm open for it. But I'm working on still sharing this. My sharing qualities after 20 years. Somehow one day I'm going to figure out what I'm doing, right? I usually come on here. Usually with questions, I learn something new for myself. That's one of my basics for coming on here. I mean, to write just a book and sit at home and not share anything all the way to the end, how can you get any input in it, right? I fear by my 40th year, I'll be finished. This is my 20th year. In fact, at midnight tonight, this is the 5th. Today is the 5th day. Today is the 5th day. It's 12:55. Today is the 5th day of the 5th month. It is the year 2025. 4 by 5 is 20. 5 by 5 is 20. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. It is the 125th day of the year. The 5s are wild today. Lots of energy, lots of energy, lots of energy in the month of the flower, right? Would you not think? This is the month of the flower. The last month was the month of the shower. So last month, if you think the shower, what would it be? We're having a shower. A child is born. Child is born last month. April showers. April winds. March. I'm just trying to think. Just going through my head. Just going really, really slow. Copper. Police copper wires. Copper stops the EMF, is that what it is? 23 at the end of copper, right? The electricity, that 23, 7 times 2, 7 plus 2, 5 times 3, 5 plus 3, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. So what I see is that when it comes to the ER, I call it the somehow they went and they spliced something onto the energy, bringing up copper, because part of my project shows me double silver and no bronze. Double silver and no bronze. I mean, don't you think it's a little weird that in the Olympics, they put the gold in the center, yet the silver and the bronze are like just about at the same level, right? They're like at the same level. So again, let's go back to 17 again, right? These are all number 27. Remember, House of Bait is number 27. The alpha, right? The alpha power, the father's power is number 17. Otherwise, it's 27 for the mother. Reserved, 17, 27, all reserved. 44, area space. Stop. Just lost my head. I'm just trying to remember where I was right now. Not happy about that. Every time I just talk too much. Okay, so since I forgot about what I was talking about in that last session, we're just going to go back to this over here. So each one of these equals to 27. There is no 3, 6, and 9 because it is from the cardinal and the fixed that will create the mutable. I'm going to try to get back. 5, 5, 99. 9 is like 5. It's the reverse side. The reverse side of what is. This is the base of the creation. 1 goes between 2. Yes, I was talking about the 7 and the 9. The 7 and the 9, they're not the same. You just think they're numbers. They're not just numbers, okay? They're not just numbers. That's the 7. That's the 9. Cardinal, cardinal, cardinal. Fix, fix, fix. Mutable, mutable, mutable. It's 1 and 2 creating 3. It's 1 and 5 creating 6. It's 1 and 8 creating 9. It's 4 and 2 creating 6. It's 4 and 5 creating 9. Right? It's 4 and 8 creating 12. 1 and 2 is 3. It's 7 and 2 creating 9. It's 7 and 5 creating 12. 1 and 2 is 3. It's 7 and 8 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. They all create these mutables over here. Thank you for the roses exit. Oh, he's gone already. See, I don't get to see everybody that's up here. I don't get to see everybody that's up here. You know, it's crazy. I got to put up something tomorrow and no one wants to get out of bed. They haven't even gone to sleep yet. Yeah, get that out of my head. 5590 when Running Mead, Running Mead sounds like a river that just went over. Lake Mead just collapsed, right? Is that what you're telling me? I don't know. Can't read it. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. What's weird is like right now, up top, it shows 5. Down at the bottom when it's showing me everybody that's here. Let me see. Right? It doesn't show me everybody that's here, right? So if, that's pretty weird. Okay, so let me see where I was with that. Yeah, so number 79 happens to be the mother. When you say 79, what you're going to be saying is 60, and then you're going to say 19. So when you say the 19, you were going to say the Capricorn stone with the birth, Sagittarius. That's what's going to happen with this. Now we're going to start with this. Inside of this over here, there is no 9. This stops at a rhythm of 7. 7 days a week. Now, when you take 999,999 divided by 7, you end up with 14285, this over here. Now, if you give me any 2 digits, does anybody want to do this? Let's see if this works. Give me any 2 digits. Somebody, you don't want me to sing. You don't want me to sing. I'm going to bed soon. 102. Now, the next minute, there's going to be a birth. There's going to be a birth at 103. We crossed the bridge. Does anybody know why? Because not only is it 102, 103, but 102 is 62, and 103 is 63 minutes. Okay, so when somebody gives me a number, I'll get back to that. I think I remember what I wanted to say about these cubes. I got to put them back again. I wanted to say something about the cubes. Yes. I spoke about 2015, right? 2015 was Hebrew time 5775. Hebrew time 5775. this cube. If I go and drill a hole in the cube, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to try. If I drill a hole right through the cube, sorry, I think I made a mistake with one of them. Yeah, if I drill a hole through the cube, I'll end up with 3 here, 1 in the center, 7. I flip it around, I'll end up with 6 and 1 in the center, 7. Every other side is going to equal to 5, 10, 15, 20. So it's going to be 14 and 20, 34. 3 and 4, okay, has something in common. They're reverse of each other. They have something in common. They share the same number. They share the same number. 3 goes through 4. Earth and Mars. 2 moons for Mars. 1 moon for Earth. Separation. Angle. You know what angle shows? Angle on this shows you one thing, right? But angle when you make angle on this paper, right? And you count. When you go see this area of space here, I cut it in half. The first one, I went through here. I cut this one in half. Then I cut this one in half. Then I cut this one in half. So when you count by ones on angles, you cut everything in half. When you count like this, you count by twos. Straight line. And then over here, there's 3 boxes. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 straight line here. I jumped the whole area. I went from 1 to 3. 1 dot over to 3 dots, 1 below the other dot, and then these 2 dots. Although bowling, you'll see something a little different. I have to understand the, can I say disposition of the bowling pins? Can I say that? Right? Jack of clubs. What is the teacher? So there are 17, thanks for the question. There are 17 numbers between 4th, including 4th, all the way to 20th, I-E-T-H, I before E except after C. 17 numbers. So that's where I call a teacher coming in. That's where Capricorn has its association of 10, and then Capricorn spreads itself out. The value of Capricorn, there are 4 to make it up, right? The first 4 signs, and then it spreads itself out. So the actual first sign when spreading itself out is, the 4th one is the corridor, and that's where Cancer is. And Cancer, check this out. Cancer, I think, starts at 12 o'clock, and Capricorn is 12 midnight. I have to write that down. Wow, I got stuff all over the place. So we have Capricorn, I think it's 97 Capricorn, or is Aquarius 90? I think it's Capricorn is 97. And we have Cancer at 44. 141. So this is because it's the 10th sign and it's the 4th sign. Wow, that's communication. Now, why did I say they go together? Oh, yes, because it's, okay, it's midnight Okay, and it's noon. That's why. Okay, and that's the numeric for that. Those are the numerics for communication. That's pretty weird, eh? They're 6 apart. Usually they should be enemies, no? But if you go backwards, right, to the 11th sign, to the 12th sign, to the first, the second, the third, the fourth, or you go to the from the fourth to the fifth to the sixth to the seventh to the eighth to the ninth to the 10th. That's pretty weird. That's pretty weird that it works out like that. I don't know if there's anyone. The 11th sign, right, which will be after Capricorn, will be 2 a.m. So 2 in the afternoon will be Leo. So now we're gonna get. Let me just see this, Aquarius and Leo. So this will be the 11th and the 5th. So that's an important number to look for. Next week on May 11th, that's an energetic day also. There's doorways on that day, the 131st day. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3 and 4. 3 times 4, 3 plus 4 is 12, 7. So it connects down into the energy and up to the moon in the numbers, right? Aquarius is 107, Leo is 32, 139. 139. Aquarius 107. Yeah, 107. Aquarius matches up to the word 20. 20 is an association of 4 areas. 3 areas that we are with, and then 1 area that's constantly changed amongst the 4. There's always 1 area being changed amongst the 4, and there are going to be 4 combinations in the basics of it. So I should take a few-minute break. I'm definitely need a few minutes to go upstairs and come back. I want to get something, and I have a few things more. What's going on here? 2:30. Someone wants to come up. Yeah, so I'm taking this 2-minute break, and then when I come back down, I'm just going to put this little song on right now, very soft, something soft, because I don't want it to be too boring down here. You have to go to the bathroom or something. Go ahead. I just definitely have to get something from upstairs. Okay, where were we? I got to figure out where we were. I'm a little tired. So many things. So we're just going to go on with this because I'm tired. I can't remember. This side over here is all divisible by 13. When you divide 13 by this, it's going to equal to this. If you give me any two numbers, right now. 2 digits. Anybody, any 2 digits? Okay. So if you look at the left side, 76923 or 153846 equals to 27. This entire board equals to 27. There is no divisible that will do this other than 7 and 13. As well, this is connected to the calendars of the Mayan society from 25,000 years ago. I can't ask anybody to remember the numbers I spoke about earlier, but our healing vibration 432 also runs into the Mayan calendar. If you want to look for some of the numerics that run into the Giza pyramid, multiply 360 by 1440 minutes in a day. And that'll be the equation that fits into the Giza pyramid. So I'm just going to accept this because I'm going to be going real short tonight, tired. Yes, so I invited somebody requested to come up, so I'm just waiting until they join us, unless they're no longer with us. Let me see if they're still here. So I really like this piece that I was looking at. You know, I wrote down a few things and I don't even know why I wrote them. 6S12, 8S10. I don't even know what it means. I'm not happy about that I wrote something down that I don't understand it. Just give me 1 second. 6S. So if I have 5 and 1, if I have 5 and 1, 6, I will have, let me see. If I have 5 and 1 equals to 6, I will have 4 and 8 equals to 12. If I have 6 and 2 equals to 8, I will have 3 and 7 equals to 10. Okay. I don't like to not know what I'm talking about. What does this mean? If you have 2 dice cubes in your hand and one is a 5 and one is a 1, right? It equals to 6. The reverse side of this is 6 and 2 equals to 8. The dividing 7th gate. When that happens, you show, well, maybe you show Cancer, Scorpio, or maybe it's total of Pisces, to where you have 2 air signs of Gemini and Libra, to where you get the Capricorn. Look at this equation, eh? October. Just wondering if it has anything to do with that. So yes, so the gentleman that wanted to come up has decided to leave. So we're going to leave that out. Yeah, when I'm tired and I can't put myself back into that mood. For those who never thought about this, from the blackjack side of view, when you ask a question, you use the Q and the U. Well, when you stand in blackjack, or if you get the blackjack itself, when you get the blackjack, you have 21 U, and when you stand, you have 17 Q. Another thing about blackjack, it's going to reflect purple. There's four differences between here. Well, the 4 and the 12 ball, they're purple and pull. 1 and 2 is 3, equaling to 3. When you have 4 and 3 together, it's a corridor. We are running between 4 and 3. We're running an air and a water together. An air and a water together. Why would we run an air and a water together? Very important, because it's our first connection of 10. Our first connection of 10. I go from 1 to 5. I got 2 fires. I go from 2 to 6. I got 2 earth. I go from 4 to 8. I got 2 water. I go from 3 to 7. I got air. But when I went from 4 to 8, 12, and 3 to 7, 10, you remember the last equation we just did? Going through the 7th gate. Going through the 7th gate. 10 is my first link to the upper area. 6 and 1. 1 and 6. 3 and 4. 3 and 4. After that, you're going to get 5 and 2. 5 and 2. I didn't touch this line. So 1 and 6 is 7. 3 and 4 is 7. 2 and 5 is 7. What about these three? 1 plus 5 equals to 6. 4 plus 5 equals to 9. 3 plus 1 equals to 4. 6 plus 1 equals to 7. 2 plus 3 equals to 5. 5 plus 3 equals to 8. So we can see the upper area can do what the lower area did. So let's go through it. 1 and 6, 7 equals to what is 4 and 9, 13. 2 and 5, 7 is equal to 8 and 5, 13. 3 and 4, 7 is equal to 7 and 6, 13, or the upper connection. And the lower connection is what is 7 and 13. And then you have this over here is all 7 and 13. Coincidence? When you add up 1 over to 13, it equals to 91. 4 by 91 equals to 364 days in a year. When you have 13 cards in a deck in a single suit, times 4 is 52, the number of weeks in a year. So we already know most of this. I don't need to hash over what most know. Can you please tell me what the number 5? For me, the understanding that the 5 is the heart position in most situations. It can also, it also changes, okay? It's the heart position. How can I explain this? Yeah, it's the heart position. So you can get as big as you want, but it still remains the heart position. It runs its seagull through that way. When you end up with an 8, right, where there is no 5 position, when you have only 8 cubes, see, there's this cube here, and then there's the Mars cube. A Mars cube is just 2 by 2. It just turns this way and this way. There is no in between. Everything is a corner with Mars cube. Mars cube is 3 on all the corners. Earth cube is a 3, 2, 3, 2 cube. It also has other changes I can create in games to it. I mean, it's hard to just throw things around, and I'm tired and I just don't want to throw it out just like that. When I bring this into it, you know, the center of Monopoly is here, right? But if I took a bunch of boards, I can create this scenario. You see that? You know what that is? Those are central stations for all the train tracks. And then the tracks will encompass the corners where the properties are. Now, all these properties are inside the game instead of on the outline borderline. This will even show you 28 and 29, waterwork, electric company, the moon, the ocean, the child, the 13th area, the 29th area, the 28th area, the 12th area. Why did I mention 2 areas? The board itself has a standard number, and when you play the game, you get the number of what you get on the roll. So when you land on a roll, whatever amount away from something, like free parking, everybody thinks it's 20, but it's not. In basic, it's 21. Go is not just 1. Go is 41 and 81, so go becomes Venus. Go equals to the word ape. Go equals to 22. The Monopoly board, the blocks that you see, there are 22. Each corner holds a block of 22. There are 4 of them equaling to 88. Perhaps by some chance it equals to the 88 constellations, the 88 on the piano, the 88 for the constellation of Pegasus, purple. Where else is 88? 88 is bronze, returns back into itself again. 8 returns to 8. In fact, all 8s return to 8. So GG33, your work is fantastic. It's off in a few areas to note that, how can I say this? Because you already told us you're only like 65 to 67% right. You know what I'm saying? And well, it's not hard to be 67% right, you know, when you're good at something. So my hat's off to you. Yeah, so number 5, again, back to the ocean. 5 is going to be, I like to keep 5 for the female, but when you have, there's a movement between 7. 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. When do I put 7 into the ocean? At 7 and 7 is 14? Or should I rotate? Because there's so many numbers. Right now, I just worked on this, and there's a few ways to do this. Right now, I didn't do 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. I didn't do any of the math with it yet. Okay, what this is, now I know it looks messy. You can choose any one of them. It's the same numbers in the background, except instead of dividing 1 by 7, or dividing 2 by 7, or dividing 3 by 7, or 4 or 5 or 6 by 7. Do you see what this is? Okay, so what happens here is this is the 4th row. So when I divide 4 by 7, it's going to equal 571428, right? So when I go 4,444,444, it's going to equal to that. So I'm going to go, what number was it? 4,444,444. Let me see, did I get that right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes. So when I get that and I divide it by 7, I should get that number out there. Let me see. Why won't it show it to me on this calculator? See what they showed me on. Oh, I'm going to do it on this calculator. So I have that, and I divide it by 7. All I want is that number here, 5714285, 5712485. Here's number 5. If we're talking about 5 for 7 days, it means one thing. If we're talking about 5 for going with 13 moons, we're going to match it up with Scorpio. It means another thing. If you're matching up 5 on here, it's power. It's a power source. The 5 links and joins everything together. The 5 is female. The 5 in this, the 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. But guess what? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 7 twos is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 9 and 5 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, 8 and 6 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5, and there's a passageway between here, between this way. So there's a gateway within 5. Also to note 5G, connect 5 to 7 to 5. 5, 7, 7, 5, 7, 5. Okay, so check this out. Check this out. So the year 5775, remember it from before? $57.75 times 13 moons equals 75,075. What does it say? Electric moon. Male, electric moon. Female, French. Male, English. This is the way they have it chopped up in words. When they talk in French, they say femme, they end in MME. It's a female expression. In English, when they end obviously with male and female, it's a man's expression. So here they're ending with man, there they're ending with woman. But you know, when you say certain words, they flip words around. So if they say blank blank boy magazine, you know, play blank boy magazine, it's not for the boy, it's you know, it's the girl. So it seems like they say play boy, but yet it's for the girl, and they say play girl, and then, you know what I'm saying? It's just like really weird the way they put words out. So I have to think, well, what they can do, I should be doing too, to understand that algorithm. Yeah, I'm exhausted, and when I'm not home, I can't, you know, roam freely. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I'm not home right now, so the dogs are upstairs, and I can go to bed in the other room. But one of my nephews, fantastic kids, um, he sort of watches me. I don't know why, you know, but so I sort of feel like a little off sometimes, and I don't like that feeling. Um, this whole thing, people get bad impression on what I do, but anyways, I shouldn't let it bother me. But I'm just tired listening to a lot of stuff today. Whatever. Where else am I? I just want to see where else am I. So yeah, so this whole board, when you add up every single one behind me, it's all 27, everything. And like I mentioned, the base of this cube is when 1 meets 2 equaling to 3. It's 3 and 6. This is where the base is. And what's ironic about this is you take a straight line, you take these 3 numbers, and then you encompass all these together. Or you take these 3 numbers and you encompass all these 3 together. Or you take these 3 numbers or these 3. So take any 3 numbers except for these 3 to start with. So you can associate that the circle or the 0 will encompass 6 numbers. Another thing about the 0, there are 12 numbers in the total group. Perhaps that 0 is what overlaps and grabs the 4th row. It shows us that 0 is not going to take up all these numbers, because they're always showing 0 like this, which means I got to squeeze it in. Either that's what it is, or I need to use the 4th row, because that will give me my 0 with more height than it does width. But when I go to the game of roulette, where I got the idea from, they created this rectangularly and not squarely, so I'd have to look at that number again. So anyways, when we get back to this 13 one over here on this side, the first box, the fourth box, the first box, the third box, the fourth box, and then down at the bottom over here, right, where am I? And then down at the bottom over here, this box here, right, the 12th box, not the 11th and the 10th box, the 12th and the 10th, right, and the 9th, 12, 10, 9, just like 1, 3, 4, 1 is like 12. 10 is like 3, and 9 is like 4. So that now you get your 13, you get your 13, you get your 13, your 3 and 4 is your passage between Earth and Mars, and here becomes your birth, right here in Sagittarius and Capricorn, right? All under those numbers. And then the heart numbers, right, that come together is Leo. 5, 6, 7, 8 come together. 5, 6, 7, 8 equals to your 13, 13, which is where I'm just trying to think I'm just too tired to even speak about that. There's a bunch of things today. I have to stop. I'm too tired, but today I learned a little bit more about number 19, about number 57, the moon, part of the very special number in the Quran. Many things in the Quran keep telling me it comes from the outside source, a source of Mars, Abraham, communication centers, from outside the source. And I don't talk on this channel about, it's a thing about words. So if you mention the word devil or demon or anything else, they're all just words. I just take everything at face value, but we're going to end it right now. Well, listen, you're cooking. If you're cooking, you need numbers, right? If you're measuring, you need numbers. When things are not needed, they're not needed. If we're not human, if somebody's doing something that needs numbers, they're using numbers. Is time real? If you're measuring something, it is. Time is time. It's a tool just like anything else. If the clock is not real, well, neither is the ruler, right? The string is not real, right? We need it. We use these items. Anyways, I'm extremely tired. I'm going to bed. I want to thank you very much. There's a lot that I probably didn't mention tonight. I'm usually all over the place. If you'd like to help out the channel, it'd be fantastic. If you can, I'll tell you one thing. These are the only books I like to write with. When I started this project, right, I was picking them up for $1.25. They're close to $3.50 a book now. This color pencil, okay, when I started, I'm crying sorry on everybody right now, but I'm just tired. This pencil, I just won't use. I'll use any of them, but I really love these, right? One of the big things I need is this. A lot of this eraser. Keep going to the dollar store. You know what keeps happening to it? This. So we're going to end that. Cheers. Check out my video. I have another 10, 12,000 videos on YouTube. Thank you for joining me this evening. I'm going to bet if you have any numeric questions. I do not do birth dates, but if I do, I'll help support the channel, and I'll look in and I'll delve into it and give you a detailed report. Cheers. Have a good night. Thank you. And just before that, let me see if the dog's okay. Denver. 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 You okay? Yeah? Yeah? You okay? You want to give me a kiss? You're a real dog. Are you a real doggy? You a real doggy? He doesn't really kiss. Everybody have a good night. Thank you. Much appreciated.